Roxo Media House.
From the Flying T Club studios here at Roxo Media House, this is Frogs Today. We get up to date on TCU baseball as they take a series sweep and Big 12 series win to Waco. Men's tennis is going dancing as a top 4 seed and will host for 3 rounds. Plus, TCU track at the Penn Relays brings home more hardware, and our regular season and Conference USA Tournament Championship beach volleyball team is in Gulf Shores for the National Championships. Hey Frog fans, welcome into this week's episode of Frogs Today. It's Friday, May 3rd, and I'm your host, Jack Bech, with the TCU football program. Frogapalooza was a huge success, and being back in the Carter couldn't be more exciting for us. We want to thank all the Frog fans that came out and continue to support our program. We have a little bit of time off now before we get right back to work to prepare for the fall. We got more golf news with our men's golf co-Big 12 champion Gustav Friedmont heading to the NCAA tournament along with Louis Lau and Sophia Barroso Sa of the women's team. Additionally, 8 of our teammates are NFL bound, and as mentioned earlier, our spring season has officially wrapped up. The Block T Association TCU Coaches Golf Classic is always a fun time, and we spent some time out there showing off our golf skills. Some of us may just be a little bit better than some of our peers.
That was a little fit.
All the TCU sports updates are coming your way. Stay tuned.
We're lucky to have a collective that's as strong and as powerful as the Flying T Club. It's a big deal for us. It is a game changer. You know, I would just encourage any fans out there to support it. Everyone asks me, what's the biggest priority? And I say, NIL is big. Please jump on board, show these student athletes how much they mean to you. The thing about NIL is I think there's a right and a wrong way to do it, and the Flying T Club's do it the right way. Let's keep winning. Join the Flying T Club today.
Welcome back, Frog Nation, from the Flying T Club studio here at Roxo Media House. I'm your host, Jack Bech. For the 4th consecutive season, TCU is headed to Gulf Shores for the NCAA Beach Volleyball National Championships starting today at 5 p.m. The Frogs earned an automatic bid after winning the Conference USA Championship last weekend with the sweep over Tulane. The Frogs were crowned regular season and tournament champions in their first year in the conference.
I mean, it's great. I mean, as you said, like we knew after winning conference that we would be for sure in. We just was a matter of the seeding, and it was kind of what we expected, 5 or 6. And we're really excited. We're really good in a good position to go to a tournament after winning conference, and the girls are really stoked, and myself as well. So looking forward to get to Gulf Shores.
As the number 6 seed, TCU will take the sand against number 11 LSU in the first round. If the Horned Frogs win, they take on the winner of Georgia State versus number 2 Stanford in the second round on Saturday.
It's a special tournament, so everyone is a little bit more focused than normal because it's a one and done type of thing. You know, if you lose, you go home. It's kind of like explain it to people who don't really follow beach volleyball. It's kind of like it's a Sweet 16 right away. So it's just you play against the best the first round. So it's one of the things that it takes a little bit more of concentration, a little bit more of like being on top of your game. It seems like, you know, you can go home the first day. So we can see that, you know, but everyone is on the same boat. You know, everyone have the same problem, and it's a good problem to have because we're among the best teams in the country.
I mean, like I said, our team this weekend really went for it and really got after it, and I haven't really seen that from us all season. And so really taking that into the postseason into nationals is super important, and I think that we can go in there and give it our all, and we can win and we can upset teams. And so it's really giving that 100% effort, 110% effort, and really just going out and giving it our all. And I know that we are a talented team and that we can really take down other teams.
Grad student Sutton McTavish won her 100th career match last weekend and talks about her consistency and what she looks forward to in Gulf Shores.
I really love playing in Gulf Shores, so the whole atmosphere of it is really fun. My favorite part about it is probably when me and my partner are on the end line waiting to play and they do the countdown for the game. It's just like really a crazy moment, and you're like, wow, I'm actually here. That's definitely my favorite moment of nationals, but it's my last tournament, so I'm really excited just to get out there and compete again and do it for my team.
It is great to have someone like Sutton, like us, winning career, like someone who knows how to win, someone who understands find ways to win, and having someone who got experience on the team is amazing. It's someone you can trust and on the court and off the court. and she's just being amazing for TCU since she got here, and yeah, it's a privilege to have her because, as I said, it's someone that is gonna perform no matter what.
Meanwhile, in TCU baseball, Peyton Tolley and Andrew Masiello combined to hold Kansas State to 5 hits and struck out 13 to lead TCU to a 12-0 series opening victory Friday night at Lupton Stadium. Sam Myers and Ryder Robinson combined for 6 hits and scored 7 runs to lead the offense.
Well, I think the big thing was that we wanted to start fast, and when you start fast, scored 9 runs in the first 3 innings and 11 in the first 4. So that's what we want to do. That's what everybody wants to do, is we want to get out to a good lead, like we talked about. Leading up to it is they like to run the bases and steal out of bags, and so when you get up that kind of runs, it kind of takes that a little bit away from them. And so Tolley was solid. I think he was good, but it was good to get him out after 5 innings and not, we've been riding him pretty hard the last 2 months or month and a half. So to be able to get him 5 and then get him out, and then I thought Mo did a great job. He walked some guys, but I thought he did a really, really good job because, as of right now, we're playing a doubleheader tomorrow, and to be able to only use 2 guys, was key. So, but I thought our team offense and the approach and all that was really well done. So it was exactly what we needed, a little shot in the arm, and be able to hopefully carry that over the rest of the weekend.
On day 2, a doubleheader was scheduled due to weather coming in on Sunday. TCU split the day and won the series with a 7-4 victory over K-State. TCU is now 26-16 on the season and 10-14 in Big 12 play.
We have 10 games left. We got to finish really strong with these last 10 and give ourselves an opportunity to be in the Big 12 tournament and also be in the postseason.
We caught up with several players at the TCU Coaches Golf Classic this week, and they talk about the momentum they are building and the confidence they have going to the final 2 conference series.
We're definitely trending in the right direction. Like our pitchers, have kind of started to get hot near the end here. Threw the ball really well against Tech. They were averaging 10 runs a game. Held them to 7, 3, and 3. Threw the ball really well last weekend against Texas. Kept it going this week against Kansas State, and the hitters are really starting to move. Against a DBU staff that's really good. On Tuesday, putting up quite a few runs, helping us win that game, and then winning the series. They're finally capitalizing on pitchers' mistakes from other teams. So it's really good to see. Takes a lot of pressure off the pitching staff, takes a lot of pressure off themselves too. So the bats are starting to roll.
I think it's just the culture that we have that the coaches make for us. Coach Dakin, Coach Lowe's, Coach Bruce, they all put us through a bunch of adversity before the season even starts. So I think that's the biggest thing. We've been through it all. Last season we went through it, and then the beginning of the season to now we've been through probably everything you can think of, the highs and the lows. So
baseball it's such a momentum sport, and as you can see in our early beginning of the season, we didn't have whatever it was, but the cool thing is we didn't change anything. There really was nothing major that changed, but you'll see that just progressively every day we're trying to get better. We're gonna keep it up in practice. We're doing everything we're supposed to be doing, and eventually it's going to turn around. And luckily now it seems as if it is. But I thought DBU was just a great game, and to have that series win was awesome. And then to roll that into the weekend, I was super happy with this weekend. We didn't play necessarily the best, but we've played a lot better than we have in the past, and so we've shown that if we can put all the parts together like we want to, we can be a really good team.
It's also just the foundation of kind of the core values of this team and this program, and it's understanding that you don't have to be great all the time, because as humans, throughout life we make mistakes and we don't always perform as best as we would like to. But it's just understanding that you take it one at a time, you flush the bad, you take the good, and see what you can learn from the past to be able to apply that to kind of what's to come and how to not make the same mistake again.
Everyone has a role to do. What we're trying to do is win every game. So whether you're hurt, whether you're not on the field, whether you're playing, everyone's contributing, trying to move forward and go to the postseason. So
Coach Lowe's put this team together for a reason, and we all deserve to be here. And we're doing our best, and it's starting to show.
Now the team's confident for sure, and we know that we've been playing well. And we know how to play well. It's just about going out there and taking it one game at a time, one pitch at a time, and just taking care of business. That's it.
Baseball is a funny sport where any team can beat anyone at any given point. And so as long as we get hot here at the end of the season, it doesn't matter what our Big 12 record is. If we make it to the Big 12 tournament, get hot, go on a little run, we can be in Omaha, like that.
We're a tough team. We're a talented team. We're a hard-working team. So I think that will get us pretty far.
like I said, taking it one day at a time, one pitch at a time, one game at a time, and kind of just handling our business and just doing our job. And that's all we can do.
Well, not taking anything for granted with the series win over Kansas State this weekend, as well as the sweep against DBU, who's obviously a really good program. We're not satisfied. We want a lot more.
Is if you just stay the course. I mean, you have to believe it, and that's one of the things that I think this team really does have is we believe it, and it's been an expectation from the past years, and you've seen it from last year's team. Even when they got kicked in the teeth, it was just so there's just always this expectation. We don't expect to be anywhere except for Omaha. That's the truth.
Frog Ball USA is at Baylor tonight for a 3-game series. First pitch is set for 6 p.m. Men's tennis earns a national seed in the NCAA tournament for the 4th straight season. 4th overall, TCU will go head-to-head with the UC Irvine Anteaters tonight at 5 p.m. at the Bayard H. Friedman Tennis Center.
Think about what these guys had to do and all the matches they won to earn that seed. It's very impressive and something that we can't take for granted. I know we've gotten to host a few times now this rounds, but you just can't take it for granted. So many good teams out there, so many good coaches. And for us to be able to celebrate, it's more of a celebration to host and now be ready to battle.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, we're a very good team, and I feel we've earned the seeding we've got this year, given certain circumstances that have happened. And it's always nice to see ourselves in the top 4 position, just starting the postseason. And it's nice to see the other teams we've got coming to our place, and it's going to be a battle, and we're really excited to get going.
Yeah, no, it's always great to be able to host and to be 4th seed. So yeah, obviously it's a great testament to how hard we work and the great season that we've had, and all the guys have played so well. So yeah, it's a really big privilege.
I think it's going to be a great postseason for us because of how close we are, how much we put in, and I think it's not been the easiest season given the injuries and stuff like that. But I know that our team's ready to push and hopefully get over the line this year.
I mean, I think we were all a bit surprised that we kind of had our ideas of who we were going to get, and UC Irvine wasn't one of those people. So I guess we're just going to focus on ourselves. Obviously, they're a good team. They made it into the NCAA, so we're just going to keep having good weeks, good training sessions, and then just focusing on ourselves, and hopefully we can perform on Friday and Saturday.
I think it's a great testament to how good of a TCU tennis program we've had here for years now, and I can't imagine us not hosting the first 3 rounds, and I think it's such a big advantage going into the NCAA tournament, especially with finals and not having to travel and being able to get the facilities, and we use it all here. I think it makes a big difference, and as I said before, I think we've earned it again, and hopefully we just keep going and going year after year and just earning the right to play the first 3 rounds at home.
This is TCU's 9th straight season hosting the NCAA Regionals. With the win, they will face the winner of the Arkansas Razorbacks and Cornell game who play before the Frogs.
At the end of the day, the whole goal all year long is to get better as the season goes on. And hopefully what I like to see is some of these guys play, or at least be thinking or doing the right things at the right time, and understanding that it's how you compete. And it's how you compete is going to determine whether you win or you lose. It's not necessarily how you play, it's how you compete. And as long as we know that, we'll see what we got.
5 matches, I think, or 6 maybe, until it's the end, and either we win or we don't. And I think we definitely have a good enough team to go out and win it, and that's our goal. It's been the goal from the start of the year, and I definitely think the captains will emphasize to everyone in the locker room it's time to really make a push and hopefully make it happen this year. Why not?
Good luck, boys, and we'll be right back with you.
Energy does everything for us. It's all-encompassing.
We're all benefiting and affected from it.
And it is something that we all need to know about.
It is the glue that holds everything together.
TCU is powering what matters, our future.
We don't just talk about what's needed, we focus on results.
The Ralph Lowe Energy Institute is creating a world where energy is affordable, sustainable, and reliable.
Welcome back, Frog Nation, from the Flying T Club studio here at Roxo Media House. I'm your host, Jack Bech. Track and field won the program's first ever Pin Relay Sprint Medley Championship at the Pin Relays last weekend. The Sprint Medley team of Jaden Douglas, Keshi Crockett, Gianna Henry, and Ryan Martin took gold, their time of 3:18.
I think the sprint medley as a race is pretty interesting because you're kind of combining the 200-meter guys, 400-meter guys, and then a distance 800-meter runner. So it's it takes a lot of work going into it, definitely practicing handoffs and stuff, and kind of getting to know guys you don't really know that well. So it was nice to come together because, I mean, I don't see those guys much at practice, but, we raced and then we raced well, and then all of a sudden, you have a Penn Relays watch with a bunch of guys that are your teammates. So honestly, it was just really cool. I had a great time at Penn, and honestly, there's no better feeling than crossing the line and you have a win.
Yeah, because when Ryan got the stick, we were in like fourth at the time. And so we were in fourth, so it really wasn't looking too good for us. But then with like a lap to go, Ryan was in second, but the guy in first was still had 8 meters on him. And then came around the curve on the home stretch, Ryan was on his hip, and then next thing you know, Ryan was in front of him and we won. And so afterwards, it was just very exciting because when I gave the stick off to Gio, we was in first, but then about the time Ryan got the stick, we were in fourth, so it wasn't looking too good. And then Ryan pulled out a huge PR for us to win. So he ran better than he ever has. So if he would have just ran what he used been running, we probably wouldn't have run. So the fact that we did win was just very incredible.
A freshman really isn't supposed to be on top of the podium as is. So for me to be on top of the podium and be able to win with my guys that are seniors and juniors that only got 2 years left, and I got a whole 3, 4, however many. So it just felt deserving. Like we all put in the work, so just felt real deserving.
When we hold the wheel, they said on the intercom, they said that was TCU first ever time winning the sprint med. And so just to be in the history of knowing that we were the first to do it, it was like that's just something that you can't put against somebody else. Because, yes, we can go win it again next year, but you can never change who the first person was.
The mindset now is just execution. It's just being on top of your craft, being on top of your practices and everything, and just executing drills, executing workouts, you beating the workout, not letting the workout defeat you, and just practicing at a high level, because whatever you do in practice, it'll transfer over.
Well, the way you get more win is just by beating people. Like the sprint med, the race that we won, it wasn't a traditional race. It's not a race that we run every meet. We ran it twice this year, and so that race is just you go out there. There's no game strategy. There's no plan. You just go out there and you run and you race whoever you're against. And the goal is just to win. Don't care about the time. You just race and beat whoever next to you. So going to conference, the time doesn't matter as well. The conference, the only way you get to stand on top of the podium is if you beat the people on side of you. So with the lesson we learned from just the winning and beating people in racing, the same thing we're going to go with conference with.
This is the big one. You run all year to run well at this meet. Penn Relays is super cool. All these big meets are cool, but how you get recruits and how you progress as a team is how well you do at conference. So I think it's kind of been like an unspoken thing that it's time now. You had all your practices, you had your bad races, and it's really nice to have a great one going into conference, but I think it's more been like an unspoken, it's time to go.
We're definitely going in with a chip on our shoulder from winning Penn, but we went across the world to go compete, and then we not only just went to compete, we went and won. And so coming back home to Baylor, we were just at Baylor 2 weeks ago, and we beat Baylor there. And so we beat Baylor, and they're in our conference. Then we went to Penn, and we won Penn. So now coming back to Baylor for the conference meet, it's like we have a streak of winning. And so winning, it gets contagious, and then winning builds confidence. And so once you have confidence, there's not really much you can do to slow it down.
On Saturday, Iana Gray's first place performance in the 100-meter capped off a great weekend for the Horned Frogs at the Penn Relays. Gray, who won with her time of 11:35, is the first back-to-back Penn Relays 100-meter champion since 2014. She won the 2023 title with her time of 11:50.
When that gold medal goes over my neck, I just feel like all this work that I've been doing since September has paid off, because we've been working out here every day since September. Yeah, it's just like all my hard work has paid off, and it's just a sense of relief. And it lets you know, like, what you're doing, you're on the right track. It's definitely a different mindset going into conference because, first off, we're scoring points versus the other meets, and there's medals on the line. So titles on the line. It's just what we've been working for all year. Like all these meets, they're just practice going into the real thing, which is the conference meet.
I think we have a really good model right now. If you look at our women, they're doing incredibly well right now. Our 4x4 is running something crazy. We have Ayana and the 4x1. They're going crazy. So, the past few meets, we've kind of had a look at what it takes to be a winning team. And I think we had a meeting after Texas Relays after not doing what we wanted to do. And we said, we got to do something. We got to switch something. And over the past few weeks, I think you felt it at practice where you can see that there's been a noticeable shift. And I think we're we've tried to focus more on having fun, but when it's time to lock in, we got to win.
TCU travels to Waco for the Big 12 Outdoor Track and Field Championships next week. The NFL Draft was this past week, and 8 of our teammates are NFL bound. Offensive lineman Brandon Coleman went in the 3rd round to the Washington Commanders. Tight end Jared Wiley in the 4th round to the reigning Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. And cornerback Josh Newton was selected in the 5th round to the Cincinnati Bengals. The Horned Frogs also had 5 players sign free agent contracts. Running back Imani Bailey to the Chiefs. Safety Miller Bradford to the New Orleans Saints. Offensive lineman Andrew Coker heads to the Las Vegas Raiders, and Willis Patrick out west to the LA Chargers, and safety Mark Perry to the opposite coast to the Miami Dolphins. We know what these players meant to our team. We have more sound from Big 12 Pro Day on what impact they will make in the NFL.
So obviously now it's shifting more into football workouts, so them rookie camps are going to come quick, so getting my legs in shape, getting my body in shape for football. Putting on a little bit more weight just so you get there on the playing weight that you want to be.
I'm not going to try to change myself for anybody. I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna stay true to what I believe in, and not really worry about what anybody else has to say. Gonna keep my head down and work and try to be the best version of myself.
I can play whatever they ask me to play. They asked me to go freaking play outside receiver. I'm gonna go do it.
You got it.
Yeah. So I'm really comfortable with how I play my game, and I know what I do really well, and I know what I don't do really well.
Seeing those, being able to hit the bag, I feel like was a lot better, just because we don't run around people. So being able to run through somebody, show off that strength and power is great.
Under head coach Sonny Dykes, TCU has had 11 players drafted the last 2 seasons. Our Frogs have 31 players active in the NFL. More football on the other side of this break.
Welcome to the Squire Shop. We are locally owned and operated since 1994. We specialize in the finest men's clothing that the market has to offer at affordable prices with unbelievable service. We do custom clothing all the way to more casual, Peter Millar, Johnny O, kind of everything. Well, my dad's the owner, so I've been around retail my whole life. Oh, it's great. I mean, it's the best boss I'll ever have. I know that. We love our TCU community. They have been so good to us. Come see us today. Go Frogs!
Frogapalooza 2024 was a hit. We had a great spring season. Our spring game last Saturday officially wrapped up the spring for TCU football. Head coach Sonny Dykes had lots to say about our successful last few weeks and spring game.
You know what? I thought we had a really good spring. I just feel like we're kind of ahead of where I thought we'd be, quite frankly, especially defensively. Really pleased with the job that our players and coaches have done of coming in here and getting the defense taught to these guys. And I thought they played aggressive. I thought they played fast and, created havoc. And I think it's what we got to do defensively. So it was really glad to see that. We ran out of guys a little bit. We got a couple of D tackles banged up. So we had to, I'd like to have gone a little bit longer today, but we just didn't have enough guys to do it. But love the effort, work ethic. I think like I said, I'm really pleased with that. Thought offensively we did some good things as well. So really pleased. I thought our offensive line in particular, played physical in the springs, had a good, really good mentality. I think all the areas that we needed to improve in, I've seen it happen. You can see we did a lot of red zone stuff today. That was a point of emphasis for us in the spring. Certainly going back to last season, we weren't very good at that type of thing, and so that's why we did it today. So it was, overall, I thought it was good. Well, I thought Avery Helm, made a bunch of nice plays. I thought Caleb Ward did some good things as well. Paul Awale, I think played really well. It's good to see Cam Cook. I think Cam Cook has been a guy that, every time the defense has to tackle him, he shows up, and has really been impressive. Thought Nate Palmer did some good things today as well. And again, like the way the offensive line came off the ball as a three. So I was encouraged by that. Obviously we didn't do much in the passing game. We were pretty vanilla with some of the things that we did. And missed a couple of throws that we probably should have made, a couple of catches we could have made. But played pretty clean. We had three penalties. One of those is really, we got the call in late. It's really on us. And, the other two were just false starts. So big improvement in that area. It's something we had too many penalties last year, so it's been a big emphasis for us. So, pleased with what we've done, and I thought today was a pretty good combination of the spring. I thought Caleb Fox had an outstanding spring. Paul and Nana have both been really, really good. Marcel Brooks has done some great things rushing the quarterback. Just that room overall, I've been really impressed with those guys. I think they've are playing with a lot of confidence, and if they're playing fast, really like the guys. Timon Mitchell is the guy that we're going to be really counting on. We've got to get some guys healthy. Marcus Steele has got to get back and continue to develop and give us some snaps like we think he can. Kevion Huddleston, Zach Chapman, some of those young players have been really impressed with them and what they've been able to do and how much they've improved. So they have to continue to come on and they got to give us a bunch of meaningful snaps. I think both Haas and Ken got off to a really fast start in the spring. Hit about practice 7 or 8, and you could tell, started putting more and more and more in. Was really encouraged by the first 7 or 8 practices with those guys and their ability to go out and execute those things. And so, the summer's going to be important for all the quarterbacks, obviously for Josh coming off of injury, but for all those guys getting on the same page with the receivers. Don't know if we ever had our receiver core completely healthy during the spring. So, those are things that we got to really get good at in June is, throwing the football, the little nuances, the timing, the understanding the space in the field, all the little things we've got to, these guys got to do a really good job in June of getting that stuff done. Just come back for workouts. And that's going to be really big for our football team. But I thought overall, both of them showed a lot of promise. I think Ken was what we expected. Mature, older guy, good leader. Guys like him, like to play for him. And then Haas, for a guy that should still be in high school, I thought he had an outstanding spring. So really encouraged by both of them.
We had a chance to hang out at the TCU Block T Association Coaches Golf Classic last week, engaging with alumni, donors, coaches, and teammates and other athletes at TCU. Our teammates talked about more of the success of our spring season.
We had a lot of new faces, so it was good to get everybody, accumulated to what we do offensively and with the defense too. I was really impressed to see how they did this spring. They came in and had a lot of new faces in the secondary especially, and they killed it. We love, going to battle with them every day, and just can't wait to see what we do in August.
I felt like spring went good for me, just kind of learning the new defense was the biggest thing. So when we come in the fall, we already just know what we're doing, had some reps and experience.
For sure. The spring was a fun time. We definitely did a lot of coming together, a lot of work in, the new defense. I think guys just got a lot of good reps, and, we'll be in pretty good shape going into the summer for sure.
Got out there and kind of established ourselves as a team, got to meet our new teammates and get out there a little bit. And look to build on that moving forward to the season.
For the receivers, I feel like the receivers got real good in this spring, just because we had like 8,000 yards and up every practice, you know what I mean? So, I think we got a good team on our shoulders. I think we got a good year on our shoulders. And I just think it's time to ball for real.
Coming off a 5-7 season, we're not going to do that again, so we're just ready. We worked real hard in the off season. Coach Cos got after us, and we were just ready to play football. And can't ask for anything better. Got after it.
Our offense is moving a lot faster now because, second year, everyone's understanding, more of what they have to do. And then defensively, I thought we did a really good job just picking up on the new stuff and being able to run it efficiently.
Spring went great. We were just trying to, get to the spring healthy as much as we can. But come springtime, the spring game, we just want to go out there and compete against each other to see iron sharpens iron. So, that's basically all we want to do.
During the spring, I made a lot of improvements, just improving my game, gaining weight, getting with the program for real, and just locking in. So I think spring went pretty good on both sides of the ball.
Felt like we had a good spring altogether, We had the energy was there from day one, and I believe we was consistent the whole time during spring from the beginning to the end, and just making sure that we was there for each other, making sure that we always bring that same energy every single day.
I think the whole team, offense, defense, special teams, I think we had a great spring. I think from last year to this year, I think it's night and day different. I'm super excited for the year to get back into summer workouts, fall camp, and go light it up this year.
I really enjoyed it. I think it wasn't what I was expecting at all. I was, came into it knowing that there was a lot of talent and a lot of guys that could play. But one thing that was really cool to see was how much guys gravitated towards each other, especially us on offense. We had good practices and bad ones, and I think even through the ones that we wanted back, I think we found a way to grow from it and get closer as a unit, and that was really encouraging to see. And being able to quarterback for the team, and be out there and running around with them, I think that meant a lot to me, and let me lead them a little bit. So I was very encouraged with what I saw. I think we're gonna have a solid defense too, from what I was able to see. So
our NIL collective The Flying T Club was whole number 18 sponsor of the Coach Classic, and without the Flying T Club, we wouldn't have the success we've had.
Flying T's been great just for football and just all other sports, just kind of connecting us with people in Fort Worth, just other alumni, people who just want to give back to just the players and the people who are just doing stuff for the school. So I think that's really cool.
Fun to come out here and get to interact with the donors, the people of Flying T Club, and get to know them a little bit. And yeah, it's a huge deal for us, and I'm sure they hopefully enjoy interacting, hang out with us. So because we definitely like hanging out with them. So it's a good time, and yeah, definitely very grateful for Flying T.
I mean, it's huge, being able to, kind of put some names behind faces, meet the people that, really out here, they're supporting us day in and day out, especially, being able to support the Flying T organization, so coming out here and do things like this, it's fun,
Been good being a part of the Flying T since January, and put me in a great place financially to not only support me, but also support my family back at home. And just being out here and give back to the community, just to get in front of the fans and those that are going to be cheering us on Saturday.
I've been to many other schools. Other schools don't have this. And look where we at right now. We playing golf, you know what I mean? So a golf day, why not? So I really appreciate Flying T, and I feel like this is like a big thing for TCU for sure.
It's just a community as a whole. It's really close. It feels like a family more than just a university, and it's cool being with all these sponsors and boosters and see how much they really love TCU and how much it means, how much our performance on the field and how much our performance in life means to them. So it's really cool to see.
Being able to see how much the fans put into TCU football, and not just football, just athletics in general.
You know who's giving money to TCU, but to be out here and to meet them and be around different guys like the golf team and different guys that you don't hang with on the football team, it's really great just to bring guys together.
Really shows that TCU is just a community, a real family type of vibe. The Flying T has been doing great, combining all the sports teams, all the events, and just having a big group of people out here, just to support the community.
It means a lot, man, because, a couple years ago, a lot of people didn't have this opportunity. So for us to have this opportunity now, man, it's a blessing in disguise, honestly, off the field stuff. Everybody has their own stuff going on, but it's really a blessing in disguise for a lot of athletes who really put their body through a lot all the time and really don't have much time to do stuff. But, once we got time to do stuff, we're able to come out here, meet new people, and, create more opportunities for ourselves in the future.
The Flying T is super important for more reasons than just one. It connects all of us different athletes, gets us all in the same room, the same place, and it kind of lets us all hang out, get to know each other. And then, obviously the Flying T has been awesome. I think the way it's ran, how every month we go out in the community and we do something, I think it's very well put together, and it's been awesome.
It's awesome. I think, being able to do events like this, I don't know if you can pan the camera over, but we got 30 guys over there on the green, watching these dudes, no pressure on the putt or anything. But it's really cool to be able to do stuff like this. I think, being out here with my teammates and, I guess, specifically when it comes to the money and, the NIL stuff, there's some guys that abuse it, do it the wrong way. I think in my experience here at TCU, it's been all done the right way. It's a high-class act, and I've been really appreciative to be a part of it. It's stuff that, I'm able to use for my family, not just me, different things that happen. My car just got totaled, and I ran over a traffic cone, and, I am able to pay for that now and not have to, stress my parents out with anything. So it means a lot to me, and it's been a huge blessing in my life.
We always enjoy watching our teammates host Frogs Today, and it was a pleasure to be able to do so this week. For all of us here at Frogs Today, thank you for watching, and thanks for all the support. I'm Jack Bech. Please like and subscribe to Frogs Today for unique Horned Frog sports coverage from all of our student athletes and coaches. Until next week, go Frogs.
Roxo Media House.